In the United States, exorcism rarely ends in death, but that does not mean it ends without violence. Some of the most disturbing possession cases in American history unfolded not in churches, but inside family homes, hidden behind closed doors, until the legal system was forced to intervene. One of the most chilling court-documented cases occurred in Montgomery County, Maryland, in 2010, when a mother became convinced that her own child was no longer human. The woman, Monica Sosa, believed that her 6-year-old son was possessed by demons. According to court records, she claimed the child's autism was not a medical condition, but a sign of spiritual corruption. She believed the boy was controlled by evil forces and that only violent purification could save him. This belief did not appear suddenly. Testimony later revealed weeks of escalating obsession. Sosa spent hours praying, screaming at the child, accusing him of harboring demons, and forcing him to participate in rituals he did not understand. Neighbors later described hearing sustained screaming, not momentary outbursts. No one called for help. The exorcism took place over an extended period, not a single night. According to prosecutors, the child was restrained, struck, and forced into physically exhausting positions, while prayers were shouted over him. Sosa believed pain would drive the demon out. When the child cried or begged to stop, she interpreted it as resistance from the entity inside him. The violence escalated when the ritual failed. Court testimony described repeated attempts to break the possession through physical force. The child was denied comfort and treated as an enemy inhabiting a body, not as a human being in distress. Medical records later confirmed serious physical injuries, consistent with prolonged abuse. Doctors testified that the harm was not accidental or momentary, but the result of repeated, deliberate actions. What disturbed investigators most was Sosa's mindset after the fact. She showed no initial understanding that she had harmed her child. In police interviews, she insisted she had done what God demanded. She claimed stopping would have meant letting the demon win. The case went to court. During the trial, prosecutors presented expert testimony explaining that the child's behaviors were consistent with autism and trauma, not possession. Psychologists explained how religious fixation can distort perception until violence feels justified. The defense argued religious belief. The court rejected it. In 2012, Monica Sosa was convicted and sentenced to prison. The judge stated clearly that religious belief does not excuse torture or abuse, especially when directed at a child who cannot defend themselves. The ruling became a reference point in American legal discussions about where religious freedom ends and criminal responsibility begins. What makes this case especially horrifying is not spectacle but duration. This was not a sudden outburst. It was sustained violence fueled by certainty. The demon never screamed, the child did. American courts have since documented multiple similar cases, most involving children or mentally ill adults, where possession beliefs led to restraint, starvation, isolation, and physical harm. In nearly every instance, the violence escalated when rituals failed to produce immediate results. Failure was interpreted as proof that more pain was needed. Unlike some international cases, the American legal system intervened before death occurred, but the psychological damage was permanent. Court documents described long-term trauma and recovery that lasted years. The child survived, the belief did not. Today, the Maryland possession trial remains one of the most cited American cases involving exorcism-driven abuse. It appears in legal textbooks, CPS training materials, and psychiatric research on belief-induced violence. No demon was ever proven to exist, but the violence was real, prolonged, and sanctioned until the law stepped in.